Okay guys, so we're doing question 8 starting off, okay? So with question 8, what we have is we're asked for the volume of a sphere, and we're asked for the curved surface areas of a sphere. Volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. That's the volume. We then say volume equals 4 over 3 times 3.14 times 9 cubed. Anybody get the correct answer for that? Question 8. 3052.08. Okay, I actually did that one the last day. Now, next one, curved surface area. What formula did you use for that, David? Curved surface area formula for a sphere? 4 pi r squared. Cool. What's the pi value we're going to use then? And then the r value? And what you get? 1017.36 centimeters squared. One of them centimeters cubed, the other one centimeters squared. Okay. Does anybody need me to do number 10? Same thing, except different numbers, right? Hemisphere is harder anyway. Alright, moving on. This one here, guys. This time it's a hemisphere, okay? So we'll start off by doing the volume, okay? So, what's the difference between a hemisphere and a regular sphere regards volume? It's half of it. So what I ask you guys to do is get the volume of a full sphere. Upon getting this answer, half it. Okay? So volume for this question is 4 over 3 pi multiplied by what's the radius? 1.5 cubed. And what you get? Is that what you got, Sam? Oh, yeah. And then half the answer. But before we half it, what do we get? Did you get 7.07, Sam? Okay. They gave it as pi. So look, we'll write down two answers, okay? So we'll do 4 over 3. We'll multiply it by pi. And then we'll multiply by 1.5 cubed. And what we get is 9 over 2 pi, otherwise known as 14.14. Just be careful of the rounding off, okay? That's what got you there. It's actually 14.14, okay? So 14.14 or 9 pi over 2. That's for the full sphere. We need to half that. So what happens when we half it? We get 9 over 4 pi, or 9 pi over 4. And what's the second answer? 7.07 centimeters cubed. That's both answers for that. Everybody alright with that? Now, when you're talking about curved surface area, okay, I suppose the fastest way to do this, I'll show you a quicker way to do this one, okay, than maybe what we did the last day. When you're talking about the curved surface area, okay, the surface area of a sphere is what, guys? What's the surface area of a sphere? The full sphere. It's 4 pi r squared is the full sphere. When you cut that in half and you get rid of the top, what does that leave left over? If it was 4 pi r squared, how much is half it worth? 2 pi r squared. Okay? 2 pi r squared is talking about the red part, the curved part. What part are we leaving out? And what's the top bit worth? Okay, what's the two of them added together then? 3 pi r squared. You can do it that way and that might be a bit quicker. Just adjust the formula at the very start. And now you know that your total, actually we have to get curved surface area first anyway. So, curved surface area, we have to do that anyway, is 2 pi r squared. So it's 2 pi times 1.5 squared, which is 9 over 2 pi centimeters squared. Or in decimal form, what would that be? 9 over 2 pi, it'll just be, actually it's that there, 14.14. Okay? It's one or the other, okay? And then we have to add on pi r squared, don't we? Okay, so what we can do this time around is we can add on the pi r squared, or we can just find 3 pi r squared, whichever one we need to do. I'll find out I'll find 3 pi r squared. Be the easiest way to do it. 3 pi times 1.5 squared, 27 over 4 pi. So 3 pi r squared, 27 over 4 pi, otherwise known as 21.2. Everybody happy enough with that? Any questions thus far? We're good. Question 16 for the rest of you. So question 16 has 2 parts to it. We can start off with the area if we want. Let's start off with the curved surface area, total surface area. Okay, when you look in your notes, what will you find? When you look into your tables, what will you find? Take it off. What will you find, guys? You won't find the hemisphere formula, no. You'll find the sphere formula, only the sphere. It'll say 2 things underneath it. It will say phi equals 4 over 3 pi r cubed, and then it'll also say a equals 4 pi r squared. Okay, we're going to start off looking for the curved surface area. Which one do you choose, phi or a? If you're looking for area, a. Other problem with our question is we're looking for a hemisphere, not a sphere. So what does that mean we have to do to our formula that we're given? Half it. Half of 4 pi r squared. You can have the answer as well. 2 pi r squared or half 4 pi r squared. That's your preference. I'll do 4 pi r squared and I'll have the answer, okay? So 4 times 3.14 times 12 squared, and then half it. Okay, so 4 bracket 3.14 bracket 12 squared, and then half it, yeah? And I get 904.32. 904.32 centimeters squared. 904.32 centimeters squared. Now, that's half of it, which is the bottom blue part. What part have I left out if it's technically a hemisphere? For the total surface area, I need to find out what the top circle will be and add it on. So I'm looking for pi r squared. Did I half that time? Okay, so it actually wasn't equal to that. It was equal to 1808.64. Sorry, excuse me. That's before I halved it, and that's after I halve it. Okay. Now it'll be technically 1/4 of that, won't it? Pi r squared is 1/4 of 4 pi r squared, so you could do it that way as well. So it's going to be 3.14 times 12 squared. So 3.14 bracket 12 squared. Add it on to your 904.32, and what you get is 1356.48. And you'd have to write down exactly what you did, okay? So what you'd write down your answer for that. So you'd say 904.32. You'd say that your answer for that one was 452.16, and then you're specifying that you're adding 904. You'd say you'd add your 904.32 plus your 452.16. If you just write down the answer for the calculator, you're leaving yourself open to no attempt marks. So please write down exactly what you type into your calculator. You also write it down. Okay, that's in the test. Okay. Does anybody need to see the volume? We good with the volume? I think we're good. Okay. Let's continue on to the circle. Or sorry, the cylinder. Okay. A cylinder is basically two circles, and each of the circles are then joined together by a two sides to form the cylinder. Okay. See if I have something here. So basically, this length here is 2 pi r because it's the same length as the outer circle. Okay, this formula is called curved surface area because it's like a rectangle that's curved. So basically, in your formulas, you'll be told that underneath this you'll have A equals 2 pi r h. That's the only thing you'll be given. So that's this part here. What you aren't given is what, guys? The two circles on the top and the bottom. So you'd have to add on 2 pi r squared. That's not included in your tables. Okay? Then the part after that is the volume. The volume is given to you as pi r squared h, so you don't need to worry too much about that. So volume equals pi r squared h. Exactly. And if I specified the question as an open cylindrical vessel, what would you do then? Just one of them. Okay, because it's open. Okay. If you can fill it, it's volume. If you paint it, it's area. Okay. So look at these questions here. They're basically asking you to complete the following, which gives certain information about closed. What does closed cylinders mean? Emphasis on closed cylinders as opposed to open cylinders. There's two circles, top and bottom, as opposed to just one circle. Okay, so we'll just take one of these questions. I think that's all you'll need. I'll take the one with 22/7 in it. Okay, I'll start off with volume. Volume equals pi r squared h, which is 22/7 multiplied by radius squared, which is 3.5 squared, multiplied by the height, which is 10. Put that into the calculator, and we get 22/7 bracket 3.5 squared bracket 10. Everybody right with that? Press equals 385. Centimeters squared, meters cubed, centimeters cubed. What's your choice? It says meters. It's volume, which means it's 3D, which means meters cubed. 385 meters cubed. Next thing it wants from me is the curved surface area. So what it wants is the curved surface area. Okay, so just bring that over here, reduce it. Now, CSA, that's in your notes. It's going to be in your notes as 2 pi r h, 2 times 22/7 for pi, times your radius of 3.5, times your height of 10. Anybody tell me what that is? 200 and what? 220. Meters squared or meters cubed, or what is it? Because you can unravel surface area into a two-dimensional object, it's considered an area, and you can sort of paint that, it's considered an area. Okay, so that is 220 meters squared. Okay, now finally, what's the difference between curved surface area and total surface area? Curved surface area is the rectangle. What's left over? Two circles. Get one circle or two circles together, whichever one you want. Okay, so to find the total surface area, we're left with two circles. So the two circles are worth pi r squared each. You can combine them together to make 2 pi r squared, which is going to be 2 multiplied by 22/7 multiplied by 3.5 squared. Anybody got that on ready to go? 297. Now, once again, if you were to just write down the answer of both of them added together without any workings, you're not entitled to much marks. Now add them both together, the 220 plus the 297, 517 I'm going for. So 517 meters squared, meters cubed. Talking about area here. Two-dimensional, meters squared. Okay, guys. In class, just on the last question, it wasn't 297. 297 was the overall answer. So what I have to do was I had to was called the overall answer. 2 times 22 over 7 times 3.5 squared. Wait. That's a 2, not a 22. 77 is what that was worth. So it was my 77 up there. It was my 77 added on to my 220 that turned it into 297 meters squared. Right? So that's done. Okay, guys.